Welcome back. The Iowa 2020 primary set multiple records, not only for voter turnout, but for who will be on the ballot come November. A record number of women running for Congress here out of Iowa. Joining us now to talk about what all of this means is Dr. Steffen Schmidt with Iowa State University. And Dr. Schmidt, thanks for being with us today.
It's my pleasure.
So many women on the ballot for Congress out of Iowa come November. What's your reaction to all those women on the ballot?
You know, it's not a surprise. We've had two major initiatives in Iowa. One of them is called 50-50 in 2020, and that is a group that has been working for the last 10 years. Maggie Tinsman, Jean Lloyd Jones, two very prominent Iowa Democrat and Republican legislators and politicians, have been trying to recruit women, train them, send money to them, raise money for them, and get more women involved. And I think they've been really successful. In fact, they're so successful that this year they said we've more or less gotten there and we're going to dissolve the organization. The other one is the Carrie Chapman Cat Center here at Iowa State University has had a training program for female candidates. Actually, guys are allowed to participate as well. But it's meant to attract women, get them interested, teach them how to raise money and how to run for office. And I think that's paid off now. So we have this sudden surge of women running for office and winning office.
It is such a dramatic turnaround from 2014, where Iowa had never before elected a woman to Congress, and now, or at least to the House of Representatives, and 2014, I guess, was Congress. And now, if you look at the congressional races, I believe in Iowa's the 4 congressional districts we looked at last night, 6 of the 8 candidates that we'll decide on in the fall are women. Both of the candidates in the Senate race are women. Does this mean a new era in Iowa politics?
Well, you know, when you've got a Democrat woman and a Republican woman running, you're pretty much going to get a woman elected, right? Because we don't have third parties, and, you know, that's how it's going to be. So the first district is really interesting because the incumbent, of course, Abby Finkenauer, is one of the youngest members in Congress. I think there's only one woman that is younger than she is. And now the Republicans have Ashley Hinson to run against her. And they're both remarkable candidates with experience, and I think it's going to be an interesting race. My former student in the 2nd district, Dave Loebsack, decided to retire. Can you believe that? I mean, one of my students retires before his professor does. What is this?
It makes you feel old.
When he retired, you had a swarm of candidates. And as I had predicted yesterday, Marionette Miller Meeks won the Republican primary there, and Rita Hart is running as a Democrat. So you've got two, I think, dynamic, aggressive women, and I'm going to watch that race. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep.
Obviously, in the 3rd district, the incumbent Cindy Axne is going to try to retain her seat, and you know, Congressman Young is going to try to fight back and get that seat back. And then for the Senate, that was a pretty hard contested Democratic primary. I mean, Joni Ernst is running as the incumbent, but her numbers are kind of soft. Joni Ernst has not. I think, you know, been as prominent as she was. She's got some problems with the national politics kind of dragging her down. And Teresa Greenfield has gotten massive amounts of money, support from the Democrats, and she won that primary. So we're going to have a Senate race with 2 women. That's incredible. It's interesting.
We just have a few seconds left, but when you think with all the increasing number of women in Congress, particularly from Iowa, do you think the focus of the issues that become priorities might change? Yeah,
you know, women tend to be very interested in the support for family structures, health care, and things like that. And women, there's a lot of research on it. It's not just my opinion. Women are really good communicators and tend to be good compromisers. Women, have to run families very often, are, good with, contribute a lot to raising their children, so they have to negotiate a lot. And I think we have some evidence that women often get things done better than guys. And so I think you're going to see some of the issues that are really hot issues right now: healthcare, families, food deficiencies, and of course education. Probably are going to get a lot more attention with women in those positions, whether it's a Democrat or a Republican.
That's good. And compromise is certainly something we could use a little bit more of in Washington, D.C. these days. Dr. Steffen Schmidt with Iowa State University, thanks so much for spending a few minutes with us.
Always my pleasure. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.